Hi, I'm Reggie Johnson. I am 22 years old. I am the hospitality director here at YMCA Camp Chandler. And I've been working here since I was 16 years old. My mom was a single mom of 3. I kind of grew up without a dad until I was 6. That's when my mom told us that she was getting married to a man from out of prison. So she got married, and for me, it was the happiest day of my life. I thought I was going to get that all-American family, but my dreams were kind of crushed when my stepdad moved into the house with us. He kind of abused my mom, my siblings, and myself, to the point where we had whelps and bruises all over our body. And during the summertime, my mom sometimes would have us wear long sleeve shirts, so that people would see the bruises or whelps. And I went to camp, and it turned out to be the best week of my life. And when the last day started to roll around of camp, I cried because I felt so secure and safe at camp that I didn't want to leave. And so that's when I told myself, I was like, I'm just going to go back to camp every summer as long as I can. So I would call Joanne Williams at the Britain YMCA, and I harassed her so much just to make sure I got back to go to camp that next summer. The spring of 2009, I got a call from Camp Chandler. They offered me the position to work as a counselor, which was my dream job, and I wanted to do it so bad. And so I accepted it. In 2009 was my first summer working at camp. And now I'm here working at camp full-time as a hospitality director, and I'm given to the annual campaign. I get to help kids reach their potential, just like camp did for me. I'm a better person because of the why, you know? If it wasn't for the why and them taking an interest in me, I probably wouldn't be here telling y'all my story today.
I started coming to the East YMCA here in Eastbrook when this actually was the east side of Montgomery 40 years ago. My mother was a member of a women's volleyball league, and so I would come down here and watch her play volleyball. And this is where I was a cheerleader when I was little. I learned to swim here and jumped off a diving board for the first time here at the East Y. And then in high school, I was involved in the leadership programs, Tri-High Y and the East Y Leaders. I moved back to Montgomery in 2003 and got married in 2004, and my husband and I have been members of the Y, and we've got 4 children, and in different capacities, they've all been involved at the Y with Good Times programs and summer camp and T-ball. So we've been very involved as a family here at the East Y. In 2010, my mother died of cancer, and it was very sudden and very unexpected. She was only 65. And at that time, I really fell apart emotionally and spiritually, and most of all physically. I completely let myself go. I stopped exercising, I stopped coming to the Y, and my diet was atrocious, and I gained a tremendous amount of weight and was just very unhealthy. Then this past December, I was diagnosed with cancer, and it really makes you realize how important this body that we've been given is. And I remember the day that I had my biopsy, and you have to wait 24 hours for the results, and I just prayed and cried out to God to give me one more chance with this body. I knew I had not taken good care of it, and I'm ready to do that now. What I've realized since being diagnosed with cancer, I'm only 42 years old, and I was diagnosed with cancer. That should not have happened. Although I do believe that I had a predisposition, if you will, to getting cancer. I had markers, my family, there was a family history. I didn't have to get cancer. We all have the choice every single day of what we're going to eat, what we're going to do physically with our day, and we all have time. If anyone says they simply don't have time to exercise, what they mean is that they don't want to make time to exercise. And I've made a choice, and everyone out there has to make a choice of how they want to live their life and what's important to them. And what's important to me is that I'm around for a long time for my 4 children. And in order to do that, I'm going to make the right choices: what I eat, how much I eat, when I eat. Exercise is critical. It's critical. Cardio exercise, lifting weights, building muscle, It's all a part of it, and everything can be done right here at the YMCA, and it's just the perfect neighborhood place to come and exercise and meet with friends and develop relationships, and that makes us a better person all the way around.
My daughter, her name is Peyton Early. She just turned 11 on December 23rd, so it's an exciting time. From what she participated in, what they taught her doing this summer, that she was prepared at minimum for the first 9 weeks. I kept track of what she would do each day, and then when school started, I started to see were those similar things that she learned during the summer, and I could tell that they got her ready. When she came in, she was already ready for the first 9 weeks, and her grades were excellent. My child was fed breakfast and lunch, and she enjoyed both. She had stories about other children that would come, and they were hungry the time that they got there. They might not get there right on time when they had the breakfast. They may get there a little bit later. And one story she told me about one child whose stomach was growling so hard and so loud that the teacher had to stop the class, let the child go get something to eat, then resume, let them come on back to the class. The whole class could hear it. That broke my heart. You wouldn't think of it because you feed your child and you have resources to feed yours, but everyone doesn't. And I guess that's where we step into the gap. Those kids deserve to be fed breakfast and lunch and dinner. They can't do it on their own. They can't go out and get a job. And that's where the Y stepped in and made sure they had breakfast. Before they started any school activity was to make sure they had something in their bellies were full. Then they could focus on the next task at hand. If it wasn't for the Power Scholar program, I would have plenty of rubber band bracelets, a lot of conversation about what this girl did and what this other girl did, and not what she learned. I'm really, really hoping that we'll have an opportunity to do it again as many times as possible, because we have a lot of grade levels to go. When you're giving to a child, you're giving back to the community, you're giving back to your future. These are the voters. They're the next generation. Either we take care of them or we don't. And it's really no other alternative but to make sure that they're okay and that they're well enough to see about you. It's the same way with all the children of America. It's the same way as nothing changed. The only thing is that we're starting in this city. Then we'll broaden it out.